Hi everyone, my name's Mark Puncher. I'm CEO and founder of Employer Branding Australia. Today I'm going to talk to you about values, organisational values, and I'm going to discuss what is the problem with values. I'm going to discuss why they matter and what they should be, and then I'm going to give you some insights into how to do it. So why are values so painful? If you ask most employees in Australia or anywhere else in the world, tell us about your company values, many people will roll their eyes or just give you a blank look. Values have become so meaningless in so many organizations, certainly is the way they are put out there. And I see quite a lot of places where the values are sort of on a poster on a wall and they don't really mean anything to people. In fact, in many cultures, they become a stick that your people can beat you with if they're unhappy with the decision you've made as leaders. The truth is, though, that values really do matter, and values are at play whether you like it or not. They are critically how you win, how your team wins. So we'll talk about a purpose being why you exist. Why does this organization exist? What is it that we exist to do? What purpose do we play? Your mission might be what you're trying to achieve, the mission you're on, and so on, and that can link to your strategy. The values are how we get there. The values are about how does this collective of wonderful, emotional, messy humans come together and achieve what we're trying to achieve. It's the mindsets and the standards that we bring into what we do, our work we do as a collective and as individuals, to our interactions with each other and with the outside world, and to our relationships overall. So values really do matter. And I've seen consistently over the years that consistently and meaningfully articulating a set of values and bringing those values to life through stories of the moments that matter and how this organization does its thing, it can be extremely powerful, and it can drive tangible ROI, and it will. So what does that look like? Well, for us, values, first of all, should absolutely be uncovered and discovered and articulated with your people. Now, be careful. That does not mean putting everyone in a room and getting them to write stuff on whiteboards and vote. It does not work. But neither is it the exec team on an away day coming up with what they reckon, then sending an all-staff email saying, these are the values you now have to live. Doesn't work. That's the worst of all. What we will do when we do this with our clients is we will, first of all, understand, well, where is the organization at? What are your problems? What are you trying to achieve? What problems are you trying to solve? And what does that mean in terms of what you need from your people? So how do we need to win through our people? What do we need to get right now? And what are the great things? How do we succeed? Once you understand those things from a very commercial angle, a strategic angle, then you start listening to your people. So we'll obviously analyze any people data that you already have. But most importantly, we'll engage with your people and we'll listen to them. What matters to you as a human being? How did you end up in this organization? And most importantly, what keeps you here and what keeps you coming back even when it's hard? The next thing we'll ask about is, what does it take to thrive here? What are the characteristics and qualities of people who thrive? When it doesn't work out, either for a person or for a team in the work we're doing, what's gone wrong? What isn't happening? And what are the consistent behaviors that we see that help us win? We won't push people towards finding the right word. That's our job as the experts in this space, and it actually requires quite a lot of skill and expertise. But we will listen and listen and listen, and they'll answer a question, and we'll ask them another one about that, and we'll ask them to explain, and we'll ask them to give examples. You want to get really deep so that we can capture all of this insight. Then we do thematic analysis on that. We do quite a lot of sophisticated analysis and review and interpretation. And then we will decide, what is the right way to craft this story? What are the rights? First of all, what are the key themes or pillars? What are the key values sets overall? And then how do we angle those to make them meaningful here? I see a lot of organizations who might invest in the research bit. They'll get some consultants or some researchers to help them with that. And then either the researchers or they internally try and create them. It often falls flat. You end up with sort of the same stuff as everyone else. A single word, accountability, or customer focus, or growth mindset, or ambition. It could just be anybody. There's a real skill about grabbing all that data and making sense of it, and then crafting values articulations that are real and meaningful and that set you apart. I also see organizations not do a lot of research, or do some research but don't really interrogate that data, and then they'll just come up with something and they'll find quirky ways to say it, and that is a real error, because so often you'll end up with something that sounds cool but that actually doesn't really reflect who your people are, what really does make people thrive. And often it might be something that is too far towards what the CEO and the board would like to see, and not actually in the reality of how the organisation has got to where it is now. Now, all of that said, I do want you to embrace leadership perceptions. It really, really matters what your senior leaders think should matter in terms of values and think should be included. And I also want you to embrace the ambition. Don't get caught up in, we're not good enough, or we don't deliver that well enough. Be comfortable to say, this is how we win, and this is what we're constantly working towards. And the key thing is, when we fall short, it's because we haven't lived these values. So do the research, do the engagement, analyse it, get that magic and science and art of bringing it to life and turning it into a powerful articulation. And when you've got that value set, then the work isn't done. That's where you need to bring it to life. Don't just plonk it on a poster and put it on the wall. Think about the stories, get quotes from your people, stories from your people of where this value is lived. What we do with a lot of our clients is we'll actually engage with teams through managers to say, well, how is this value lived or not in our team? What does it actually mean? It's when you start to do that engagement process that you will operationalize the operationalize the values and get them happening and living in the day-to-day. So really remember, values are not just the CEO to set what they want, and they're not a HR compliance thing, and neither are they just a kind of glossy marketing thing. They're really meaningful drivers of behavior, and you need to do it properly. It'll sound biased as heck, but if you can, use a partner who truly understands this. If you're going to use a partner, ask to see their work and examples, because there's plenty of people out there selling values, and I'm yet to see values that actually drive performance and behavior in a tangible way from many organizations. Those who are doing it well are really reflecting on this properly and taking it seriously. So if you can use a partner, and obviously we'd love to help you if you'd like to explore that with us. If you can't, that is okay too. You can do this, but really make sure that you understand what problems you're trying to solve, that you are investing in true engagement where people feel comfortable sharing and challenging. And then really, even if you can just invest a little bit in getting some support in turning that data into the messaging, really great idea. I hope that's been useful for you. If you'd like any further information, get in touch. Thanks.